Hello, it's me here with my channel, and we're coming to you from Space Coast Live in beautiful Cocoa Beach, Florida. We are about 10 minutes away from SpaceX's third launch in just 48 hours, the 300th orbital launch from Cape Canaveral's historic SLC-40 pad. A Falcon 9 rocket is set to lift off carrying three very interesting payloads to mid-inclination orbit. And we're gonna take a moment to appreciate the amazing backdrop here. We have SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket currently under construction in the background. That'll be launching later this year. And what I love about this is if you look behind me, we have the old Apollo-era gantry that serviced rockets like the Saturn V moon rocket. And then, all the way back there, is the modern SpaceX-era gantry. So it's really cool to see how things have progressed from the Apollo era through today. But let's go ahead and get into our webcast, which has just started. Commentary by John Galloway and our other commentators. We're gonna take a moment to fly over to the other channel where we can see some real-time shots of the launch pad. You know, the 300th launch from Slick 40. It's really crazy when you think about all the names that have launched from here. We've got Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, we've got the Space Shuttle program, and now, of course, we've got SpaceX and others who have launched from this very pad. So let's go ahead and hope to see many more launches from here for years to come. There's our Falcon 9 plus 3 payloads heading to the pad. It's kind of neat when you can see the different colors of the payload fairings because each one's going to a different orbit. So you can kind of tell them apart that way. And the tall fairing obviously is the South Korean SAR satellite, the Korea Pathfinder 425. But let us go ahead and pull up our manifest and talk a little bit about these payloads. So this is the SpaceX manifest for the Bandwagon-3 mission. And as always, we like to start at the top of the stack and work our way down. So the Korea Pathfinder 425 is the primary payload on this mission. This is the fourth satellite in South Korea's Korea 425 constellation. And this is basically a radar imaging satellite that can do maritime surveillance, that can also be used for land applications. And according to John Gallagher, this satellite can image down to about a half-meter resolution. So not the highest resolution, but it does have some pretty good resolution there. The next payload on the stack is the Tomorrow, IOS-7 satellite. This is part of their weather monitoring constellation. And basically, this is going to be providing near real-time weather data around the world. And finally, the smallest payload on the stack is called Phoenix 1. It's built by a company called Atmos Space Cargo. And this is basically a technology demonstration mission, a proof of concept to show that you can send a spacecraft into orbit, keep it there for a period of time, and then bring it home. So they're going to do a deorbit burn and then bring it back and splash down into the Atlantic Ocean. And they're going to have a chase plane following it down and actually taking measurements as it comes back through the atmosphere. So that's something that we're looking forward to seeing on this flight. And by the way, these payloads were transported to the pad yesterday, so here we can see them coming down the road. Let's go ahead and jump over to our next shot. This is a live view from our Starbase camera, the Razor camera, and we can see our Falcon 9 Alpha 9 on the pad. And we're going to go ahead and jump over to our other channel. And I want to show you guys a couple of cool graphics that we are showing on our main channel. Here's the 300 Club graphic that we put together. And I'm super excited that we're able to celebrate this with our viewers. And every single one of these names represents a historic launch from this pad. And you can see some of the early ones are just famous names that everyone knows, like Alan Shepard, John Glenn, Gus Grissom, John Young, Scott Carpenter, Wally Schirra, Gordon Cooper, all the Mercury 7 astronauts. And then, of course, we've got the Apollo era. And I remember when I was a kid watching the Apollo era. I would watch these launches with my grandpa, and he had an old black and white TV. And whenever I saw those launches, I was mesmerized. And that's when I knew I wanted to work in the space industry. So anyway, I'm getting kind of emotional talking about it. But yeah, you can see all the names here. We've got Mercury, Gemini, Apollo, the Space Shuttle program, and now, of course, the SpaceX era. And we're proud to be a part of that history. And hopefully many, many more launches will be added to this list in the coming years. Here's another cool graphic we've got. And this shows the number of launches from this pad per decade. So we can see in the 60s we had 20 launches. In the 70s we had 26 launches. And of course, the peak was the 80s with the Space Shuttle program, where we had 120 launches from this pad. And now we're in the SpaceX era. So let's see if we can get past the 120 mark and maybe reach 150, 200 or more launches. Finally, I want to show you guys our countdown clock graphic that we've got. And again, we're just super excited to be celebrating this historic milestone with you guys. And now we're getting close to T. 10 seconds and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. We have cleared main engine start. That was awesome. And we're off to the races. The Falcon 9 is on its way. What a great view here. You can see the first stage lifting straight up and away. And then we're going to see the second stage engine ignite right after. Second stage engine ignition confirmed. And we're just marveling at this view here. Just a fantastic picture. You can see the ground bouncing a little bit as that first stage flies away. But it's doing exactly what it should be doing. We're looking good so far. And now we're at max Q. That's the point of maximum dynamic pressure. That's always a critical point in the flight. And we're still looking good. You can see the rocket shaking a little bit as it pushes through that max Q, but it's doing exactly what we expected. And now we're at a T1 minute and 32 seconds. That means we're going to begin the burn to begin the roll maneuver. And there it goes. You can see the vehicle beginning to bank to the right. And this is our first look at the underside of the first stage. Now we're at T2 minutes and the first stage engines are cutting off. And we're waiting for the second stage engine to ignite. Second stage engine ignition confirmed. And you can see the first stage separating right after that. And you can see the first stage heading to the landing zone. We're looking good for a possible booster catch, but we don't know until they actually try to grab it. But so far, it looks like it's going to nail that landing. Meanwhile, the second stage is on its way to orbit. We're at T3 minutes. The second stage engine is going to begin its burn to insert the spacecraft into orbit. And as we pan away, we're going to get our first look at the payloads. And there they are. Look at that. Just a fantastic picture. Can you see all three of the fairings there? You can see the different colors. You can see the different shapes. And all three of those are headed to orbit. And meanwhile, let's go ahead and jump over to our other channel and watch the first stage make its descent into the landing zone. And we're at T, 3 minutes and 38 seconds. That's when the booster should be making its landing burn. And here we go. The booster is firing its engines to begin the landing burn. And just a reminder, this is Landing Zone 2 at Cape Canaveral. It's been a while since we've seen a landing here. The last landing we saw at LZ2 was back in March of 2023. So it's been about 2 years since we've seen a booster nail the landing here. And it looks like B1090 is going to do exactly that. Let's go ahead and check in on the second stage. We're at T 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And you can see the second stage engine is still on. It's going to keep burning until T7 minutes. And this is our first look at the separation of the payloads. You can see the big fairing that was the South Korean satellite, the K425. Next to that, you can see the smaller fairing that was the Tomorrow, IOS-7 satellite. And finally, you can see the really small fairing right there that was the Phoenix 1 satellite. And those three are headed to their individual orbits. Let's go ahead and check in on our booster. It's at T 6 minutes and 13 seconds. And it looks like the booster is making its final approach to the landing zone. It's about to touch down. Touchdown confirmed. What a fantastic landing. And we're gonna go ahead and check in on the second stage. It's at T 7 minutes and 9 seconds. The second stage engine is now shut down. That means all 3 payloads have been placed into their correct orbit. Mission success. We're gonna go ahead and show our congratulations message from SpaceX right now. And here it is. Congratulations on an amazing launch. Your reliability and performance are key to our mission success. Thanks for an incredible flight. That was awesome. And here's the SpaceX recovery team congratulating the other team members. Huge congratulations to all of SpaceX. What an amazing launch. And we'll see you soon. And here's our congratulations message from our friends at NASA. Huge congrats to SpaceX on yet another successful Falcon 9 launch. The 300th launch from 40 is an amazing milestone. Congrats to all involved and enjoy the rest of your day. And now, we're going to go ahead and pull up our payload customers and give them a chance to say a few words about their missions. First up, we've got Telespazio, who were the prime contractor for the South Korean satellite. And here's what they had to say. Today marks a significant step forward for Telespazio's partnership with SpaceX. As the prime contractor for the Korea Pathfinder 425 satellite, we are proud to witness its successful launch and commencement of operations. The Korea Pathfinder satellites play a vital role in maritime surveillance and land applications. Their advanced radar imaging capabilities enable us to deliver valuable insights for a safer world. Thank you, SpaceX, for your professionalism and collaborative spirit throughout this journey. Together, we have delivered another remarkable achievement in space exploration. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in space. Next up, we've got Tomorrow, IO, the weather monitoring company. And here's what they had to say. Tomorrow. IO is thrilled to see the latest addition to our weather monitoring constellation, the S7 satellite, successfully reach orbit. This innovative payload will contribute critical, near real-time weather data to our platform. This enhances our ability to provide accurate and timely weather information to our global customer base. Thank you, SpaceX, for your exceptional launch services and collaboration throughout the mission. We look forward to continuing our partnership as we expand our constellation and drive advancements in weather monitoring. And finally, we've got Atmos Space Cargo, the European company who sent their space plane, the Phoenix 1, on this mission. And here's what they had to say. Atmos Space Cargo is incredibly excited to announce that our pioneering spacecraft Phoenix 1 has successfully reached orbit. This historic moment marks the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and innovation by our talented team. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to our partners, customers, employees, and supporters who have been instrumental in making this dream a reality. Phoenix 1 represents a significant leap forward for Atmos Space Cargo's mission to revolutionize access to space. The spacecraft is now on its journey to demonstrate key technologies and pave the way for future endeavors. As Phoenix 1 embarks on its orbital journey, we invite you to join us in celebrating this remarkable achievement. Together, we are shaping the future of space exploration and look forward to sharing this incredible adventure with you. Thank you so much for joining us today for the SpaceX Falcon 9 launch webcast. I'm your host from our channel. We had a ton of fun bringing this webcast to you today. This was a special one for us because this is the 300th orbital launch from Cape Canaveral's Slick 40 pad. And we're proud to be a part of that history. Again, huge thanks to our team who worked so hard to pull this webcast together. And of course, huge thanks to our amazing viewers who watched this with us today. Until next time, keep looking up.